I was running fourth. Jeff got by me. I lost the lead draft. Finally, I got hooked up with Mark, and I think we were catching Sterling. I don't know if he was on the lead lap or not.
Hey, I've got to go, Robbie. There's been another accident on the track. Thank you.
All right.
Racing back to the line. Sterling Marlin trying to make up a lap. There's Stan Smith's car demolished, and there's some flame coming out of the Alabama driver's car. Take a look at what happened here that's brought out the second caution of the day.
There's Stanley Smith in the middle in the black car. They were running 3 abreast going into that turn, Ken. There's the car number 1 of Rick Mast.
There is one car that has gone over the wall, as you see in that. And we'll get that for you in a moment. Stan Smith's car was destroyed. There is another car that went off the top of the... Here you see Smith being administered to. It was a 5-car wreck. It happened in lap 69 in turn 1. Smith's car has been brought to a halt along with 3 others, and we'll take a look again, and we'll look at it in slow motion now.
Okay, they're entering turn number 1, Ken, and it looks like somebody got into the wall and then came back down into the other cars, and then there is a car going over the wall. It's a red car. It could be the car number 32 of Jimmy Horton. We think that's who it is, but we're not absolutely sure. And there's Rick Mast coming in there. The car number 37 of Loy Allen was involved in it.
Richie Petty's car was collected as well.
We're still not totally sure which car that was that went over the wall. It was a red car, and we're speculating only that it could have been the car number 32 of Jimmy Horton, but we'll get the official word and pass it along to you just as quickly as we can.
Loy Allen's car was involved. The Richie Petty car was involved. And there are the remains of the car that went over the wall.
And it looks like someone standing there with a helmet, Ken.
And got out of that.
Let's hope that is the case. The helmet goes off. And boy, if that's the case, that is very, very good news.
I believe that is Horton for sure. See, there's the bank that it came down. Jimmy Horton, the Active Trucking Chevrolet, who had started 24th today, taking this nasty ride out of the track. I can't remember the last time we saw a car out of a speedway, Ned.
No, I can't either. It's been a long, long time. It dates back to the day. Yeah, you can see the number 32 on the side of that car now. And it did land on its wheels. At first, it looked like it was upside down, but the top and the deck lid, just in the hood and all of that, has just simply been ripped away from the car.
I believe it's the first time a car has ever gone over the wall at Talladega.
And there you see what those cars getting together, and he was being pushed by another car right up into the wall, and it just tumbled right up. There's the Rick Mast car number 1. The car number 37 spinning, that's Loy Allen Jr. And the car number 53 of Richie Petty is involved. And of course, Stanley Smith, Kenny Wallace was involved in it. And of course, Jimmy Horton, whose car went over the wall.
Bridgewater, New Jersey native Jimmy Horton. There's what's left of car number 32 after it rolled on the speedway, then got over the wall, and that wall is what, 4.5 or 5 feet? What a tribute to the roll cages in these cars. An unbelievable incident in turn number 1. This guy's had some super speedway experience too. He won some ARCA races at Daytona, won the Poland 500 here at Talladega back in '91. But he sure ran out of luck here today. The good news is he seems to be okay. We'll update you with more on this story in a moment. Continue to work on Stan Smith. He is out of the car. He is on the ground. And Stan Smith, Alabama driver, has been injured. Car number 49, you see the rescue squad there. The wall crash, you think back to that incident at the Daytona Speedway in '61 when Lee Petty and Johnny Beauchamp got
Exactly. Okay, we'll take a look
again.
at it again. As the cars got in trouble, got together going into turn one. There's Stan Smith in that black car and the yellow car, and the car 32 of Jimmy Horton, the red car, getting caught up in that, pushed up into the wall and over the wall. There's the car number 37 of Loy Allen spinning down on the inside. He has made several pit stops. He's still in the race.
But it's the Smith car that stayed up on the wall and took all that impact head on into the wall and then stayed up there for so long. And of course he had no control at that time. Everything was gone in the front end. Under caution at lap 74, the Die Hard 500 from Talladega. We're back with you live at Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama. A major incident in turn number 1 of this racetrack back about lap number 69. Stan Smith has been injured. A total of 5 cars were involved in the incident. Stan Smith, Alabama racer, being taken to the infield care center here at the track. The car of Richie Petty, the nephew of Richard Petty, was involved in the incident. Loy Allen's car, Rick Mast, and the Horton car left the track. It went out.
Following the caution car, Kyle Petty was in the lead, but he has made a pit stop. Now they've run 47 more laps. Here we go again with this replay of the incident down in turn.
Now watch the black car getting hit there.
And Horton's car immediately turns over.
Yep.
And rolls right on up over the wall.
And then the Smith car is that black car with a yellow number that went in underneath the Horton car, drove it into the wall, then it stays up in the wall as you see the Rick Mast car, the number 1 car in trouble, Richie Petty's car in trouble.
That's Richie Petty, the white car with the red numerals. And you see the Stanley Smith car, the black number 49, staying up against the wall, then comes down to the Chevrolet. Number 4, there's the 32 car of Jimmy Horton. Boy, there.
And that's the good side.
Yeah, that is the good side of the car. Wow.
That reminds you so much of that.
Down in the corner, and I saw the 40 car going up against the wall, and caught me right in the quarter panel. And there for a while, we're asphalt racing, and all of a sudden we're dirt racing.
Did you know you'd gone out the track?
Yeah, when the dirt's flying around, you're not supposed to be doing that. I knew we were in trouble.
Have you seen your car?
Yeah, we got out of it, and, I kind of had a chance to look at it. It's real scary, but, we walked away from it, and we'll be back next week and hopefully racing again.
Okay, thank you.
Complete. Andy Urban, Ricky Rudd, Kyle Petty, Earnhardt, the front 4, as they continue to try to sort this race out.
Caution.
Yellow is back on the track. We got a major crash through the tri-oval. Car on fire coming to the line right here in front of us. It's Ted Musgrave's car, front and rear. And Bonnett's car is also involved in the incident. There are 4 or 5 cars that have crashed here in the tri-oval. There is Neil Bonnett's number 31, torn up front and rear. The Musgrave car is torn up. He's told his crew that he is okay. You're in Neil Bonnett's car. After it took a serious hit, you see the crew coming out, some of the safety crew coming out to that car. There's the 55 of Musgrave.
Fireman brought Johnny on the spot to put that fire out because it was right in the fuel cell area.
Lap 131. Bonnett's car lies in the grass just at the bottom of the track as you exit pit road.
Wow, his car
Bonnet
goes upside down and then comes back on the wheels as we see Musgrave's car sliding up against the wall, flames coming from it as he comes across the start-finish line.
Into the catch fence went the Neil Bonnett car number 31.
You can see the debris, a tremendous amount of it.
From inside of Bonnett's car.
Wow, that's the kind of lick that Neil didn't want to take, but look at him, he's crawling out of it. That's good news. All right.
Neil Bonnett, okay. Last race, 1990. A life-threatening crash at that time. He said, I have to come back. I've got to run it one more time.
Didn't want the doctors to tell him he had to quit. He wanted to do it on his own.
Taking a look back at this car number 31, which is the car that Earnhardt had driven in the Firecracker 400 down at Daytona. Neil looks okay. Let's see here as he walks away. Looks like he's okay. Let's listen and look again. Neil Bonnett's incident.
You can see he's torn some fence up as the car got upside down, got up into the retaining fence here. Quite a bit of damage to the fence.
The best news of all, as he walks away, fence is all torn up, much like that Bobby Allison crash back here in 1987. And there's the Musgrave car, and it appeared in those pictures that you actually saw the Musgrave car up on the 31. Let's look again here.
Well, there's Neil's
Right
car
up
back,
over
right up over
Musgrave.
it, yeah. And he gets hit by, it looked like the 41 car of Phil Parsons. Or maybe Phil got by and didn't hit him. It looked like he was coming right into it.
So when you saw the Musgrave car from those onboard pictures, Bonnett was upside down, headed for the fence at 190. I don't mean to overstress this 190, but things happen so quickly, so dramatically at this track, at these speeds, and they're going to red flag this event. Red flag is coming out while they do repairs in this fence area for Neil Bonnett's number 31. A red flag is going to be demonstrated to the field as they come by this time. They'll bring them in the position they're running. Musgrave. The drivers are clambering out of the cars right now while they continue to work on the fence in the tri-oval area. Take another look at what happened here. That is Neil Bonnett upside down over the top of Musgrave.
Car 55 is Musgrave. There's Jimmy Hensley in car number 7. And look at Phil Parsons. Great move. Didn't hit him. He was in that bright yellow-looking car. And you see the car number 55 of Musgrave that hugs the wall and spins and bangs into it with flames coming from the car.
Now, again, from Neil Bonnett's perspective, as he came to the tri-oval with Dick Trickle behind him, this is what it sounded and looked like to him. Let's go to Mike Joy standing by with Richard Childress.
Richard, in the wink of an eye, a $100,000 race car is junk. Your comeback driver's on the way to the hospital, and it all unfolded right in front of us standing here. What did you see?
Well, when I turned around, I seen Neil in there. You know, we're not worried about the race car. We got plenty of them, and you can replace them. Our drivers, you know, Neil, we're glad he's okay. I just talked to him, and he said that...
Thanks, Richard. The debris on the track and the tearing of the fence here has prompted the red flag condition. All the cars are stopped, and of course they're not eligible to come to pit road and receive any service under this red flag.
And Ken, I believe that somebody did tap him. I don't know if we can see it in this shot. As he comes, he's already sideways here. That's Dick Trickle up there on the outside, and he goes up over Ted Musgrave. But it looked like when we were riding with him from the inside, all of a sudden he was just cruising along there in good shape, and all of a sudden the car just went around.
Something turned it.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten a slight tap from somebody as he came through that trial.
Musgrave really lucky, and so is Phil Parsons.
Well, yes. And there's Jimmy Spencer and Dave Marcus.
Dave Marcus in the blue uniform, the SIG on the back.
Like
and
Loy
I think
Allen.
that's Dick Trickle with them as well.
No, I think that's Loy Allen.
Loy Allen, you're correct. Yep. All right, there you see the situation. 134 laps complete here at Talladega. This fence continues at the present time, and they'll make it secure before they'll turn the cars loose once again. Earlier, this was the first incident. Robbie Gordon down at the bottom has the air taken off his car by the lap cars there. Stan Smith up on the outside, Sterling Marlin. And that was the end of the day for the Robert Yates racing team.
And it was really a mistake on his part. He got down the left wheels on the flat part of the track, air taken off the spoiler, and it just spun around. And then the big one here.
Here's the big incident going into turn 1. Stan Smith's car right there, the black car, is in contact with Horton. Horton rolls 3-4 times, and then over the wall, down the embankment. And you see the white car of Richie Petty, and the black car up against the wall is Stan Smith. The latest reports, they are running CAT scans on him at Caraway Medical Center. Car. And then there was the Neil Bonnett incident moments ago that has created this 1-hour delay. Watch the top of your screen as they're coming at 190 into the tri-oval. That's Neil Bonnett upside down over Musgrave into the barrier, destroys the car, and Neil Bonnett walked away. Musgrave's car. And Neil Bonnett has swapped the race seat for a seat up here again. Boy, am I glad to see you.
Yeah, Ken, I tell you what, I wanted to make sure nobody gave my job away up here.
It's a heck of a way to do it.
Oh, man, I tell you, that was...
Neil, your car from inside in those awful moments when it was out of control.
Sounds just like I remember a while ago. The worst part of something like that is when it gets up in the air and it gets quiet. As long as it's making noise, it's on the ground. And once I heard it get airborne, I was really concerned because, you know, when the things head to the grandstand, you start worrying